Hello, Timothy. It's so nice to have you
Hey,
on the show today. How are you doing?
excellent. I'm doing great, man. How are you?
I'm doing quite fine, my man, and thank you so very much for being here. You see, I truly appreciate you. And you see, Timothy, oftentimes I love to thank my guest for two things, and I do this so often to the point where it has become my anthem. So, firstly, I want to say thank you so very much, Timothy, for investing in yourself. You see, you are on this platform right now because you did invested in yourself. And oftentimes, my
Thank you.
man, yeah, I love to make reference to the amazing mango tree. You see, some couple of
All
months
right.
back, I was on a particular road, and just by the roadside, Timothy, there was this very tall, unattractive mango tree. And I used the word unattractive because the mango tree's got no mangoes on it, and the leaves were all dry. So I just walked past
Mm.
it and I went my way. But you see, Timothy, just recently I was on that same road, and this time around, a lot's changed about the mango tree. You see, the mango tree caught my attention pretty good from a distance, and immediately I got the urge to move so close to it, of which I did, and it wowed me because
Yeah.
now the mango tree's got a lot of mangoes on it, beautiful green leaves and healthy branches, and not just mangoes now, Timothy. I'm talking about ripe mangoes. It was such a lovely
Mm.
experience that day. I was so excited. Here is my point. The fact that you dedicated your time, energy, and resources to becoming the amazing and incredible Timothy that you are today, that alone has made it impossible for me to skip you. And that's why you got the request from me to be on the show because I was attracted to the fruit of all that you're doing, your
Mm.
philosophies, your journey, the impact your work is having, and how you're offering your solutions. These stuffs are beautiful. And just before I sent you that request, my man, I said to myself, I've got to benefit from these beautiful things Timothy's doing. And not only me now, because I don't want to be selfish, and even with the audience. And here we are today with the amazing Timothy. So I've got to say, thank you so very much for doing that yourself. And secondly, thank you for saying yes to the invite. Because if you had said nope, there was nothing Elisha could do about it. Thanks so much, my man.
Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. Great opening. Great things you're
Thank you.
talking about.
Thank you.
And I'll tell you, the mango tree story. I love that. There's two things I believe that oftentimes get overlooked. And I'm a coach. I work with people now all over the world for longevity, healthy living, fitness practices, all that sort of stuff. We'll touch on a little bit as we go through, the podcast. But the mango tree, great story. It's nature, right? So I always tell people in this day and age, it's so digitally driven. I mean, look at us. We're having one of the
That's
benefits
right.
of being in a digital world, which is cool because we can reach more people, right? To completely change the platform. But we get so sucked into the digital world, and the pixels that come at us are just in the millions every day, every day. And I think it really takes away the nature part of our lives. So I talked to a lot of my clients about that, right? I happen to live on the ocean up here in the beautiful state of New Hampshire, beautiful coastline. And I find myself always down to the beach, either surfing or just taking an evening stroll on the beach, just
Nice.
just letting it melt off me. My feet are in the
Mm,
sand. So the nature part of it is a huge thing. I believe people need to be more connected to. All right, there's so
mm,
much beauty in nature. There's so much natural strength in it, and that takes me to my second point. And I talk about this with clients a lot, people that start to come on board, new clients. There's a light inside of all of us. We're all connected.
oh, yes.
And that light, some people have it hidden. It's wrapped up and they don't have the the light, they can't find it. So part of what I do is to really get people to realize you need to take a step back sometimes and really realize the power inside of you.
mm,
Realize how
mm,
relaxing nature is and how important it is for us. And I'm a professional, expert fitness nutritional guy, but my sample size is so big at this part of my career, at this stage. I have worked with thousands of people, pro athletes, young youth teams. I've worked with most of my clientele now are between the age 45 and 85. And what I've found is, everybody has issues in their life, whether it's good or bad, whatever it is. And it's so much easier to cope with issues if you're healthy and strong. It really, fitness is, it really supersedes the vanity part of how good we look and all that sort of stuff, right? Healthy and strong is happy. And I find that people that I've worked with that have had some, physical issues, or they're coming off a sickness, or a hip replacement, or they're overweight, or whatever the case is, when they focus in and start to tap into that energy inside themselves through good fitness practices, all that sort of stuff, we all want to be happy. And what I do is a huge door that I open for people that goes beyond being healthy and strong. It really mentally makes people more aware, more happy, easier to cope with things instead of being sick and weak or really unhealthy.
mm.
So we all want to be happy. That's who we
Yeah,
are,
yeah,
right? So
right.
nature, man, get outside, get outside and connect. It's really cool. Yeah.
Amazing, my man. And that's a great one you're doing. I tell you, it's fantastic. And I truly appreciate you. So, you see, I'm quite excited to have you on the show today for two reasons. Firstly, my interest in knowledge seeking. I
Mm.
believe in order for one to transition from a terrible situation to that of a beautiful one, Timothy, I believe it takes the application of knowledge, quality information. And not just knowledge now, but the application of it. And you see, my man, ever since I discovered that light in the Hebrew means knowledge and darkness ignorance, I've been so keen to knowledge seeking. Why? Because I do not want to remain in the dark. So that's going to make our conversation today very important to me and even to the listeners. And the second
A-
reason,
a-
yeah, yeah, my man, you wanted to say
Absolutely. I love
something.
it. Yeah, love what you just said. Absolutely.
Beautiful. Thank you, man. And the second reason why I'm excited to have the incredible Timothy on the show is for the sake of the audience. You see, my man, we live in an age where information is as abundant as grains of sand. We've got lots of information flying out there.
Mm.
So these folks trust me for quality, eye-opening, and very important information, of which I am totally convinced, Timothy, that our conversation is going to be insightful and impactful. So, for that reason, my man, let's get started with your introduction. Talk to us about your personal or your professional journey, because right now we are so curious. We want to know how Timothy got here. Then, afterwards, I've gotten some beautiful questions for you. Okay, Timothy,
Excellent.
over to
Excellent.
you.
All right. All right. All right. So I'm going to start way back at my roots when I was young. And a lot of people don't know this about me. They see more of a successful trainer of pro athletes and, midlife people, and they see that part of me. In very good shape. Um, I exude confidence in being healthy and strong, right? But a lot of people don't know that when I was young, I had to overcome a lot of issues. Okay. Um, I was a heavily abused child when I was young. Dark days, dark days, physically abused, mentally abused at a young age. And so sports for me when I was young, it was my happy place. Okay, anything with a ball or an athletic event or a team sport, I was naturally a good athlete, and it felt so good to win or to have good teammates or to have that positive environment. And it felt great when people, parents, and other teams would say, "Wow, you really had a good game. That was really." So it made me really happy. Um, then I had to go deal with my day to day, quite torturous when I was young. So I had to find a way to get out of that darkness. I didn't know how to do it. I was young, right? So sports, I kept on to sports 12 months out of the year, everything from basketball, baseball, football, soccer, tennis, you name it, right? That eventually moved me into fitness training because of the natural progression in athletics. You have to be in better shape, bigger, stronger, faster, all that sort of stuff. So my journey and the linkage between that is how I got into coaching. I coached a lot of teams, a lot of Nike national teams, youth kids, and I felt like my coaching journey in athletics really started to engage me heavily into the fitness side to help these teams and help these individuals get better. So I had a 4-year stint where I trained with a master's degree exercise scientist and a couple PhDs in kinesiology. Top of the food chain. So your opening with knowledge being the light and ignorance being darkness. Oh man, that is so true when especially you step into the field that I'm in. The human body is miraculous. It is a powerhouse. It's a godly engineered machine. And the potential we all have is extraordinary. So the light, which is the knowledge, is very, very large when it comes to the human body. Okay. And my whole platform, the reason that I've excelled so much in what I do, this is in my book, by the way, my new book coming out in a week, actually. First week of October, it'll be out. So knowledge is the basis. One of the things the wellness and fitness space is missing is really good knowledge. It's reserved for all the big pro athletes that can afford the PhDs, the master's degree exercise science people, all right? The masses, right? People that I help get stronger and better and more happy. That information really isn't disseminated in society. I come along and I've perfected systems and I have helped so many people change their journey in their life just because their physical strength and well-being. Now, I'll also tell you that this isn't reserved for people that are 25 or 35 or 40 years old. I have a lot of people, men and women, that are in their 60s, 70s, and 80s, and I have extraordinary stories, extraordinary. So these stories, this sample size that I have, I've seen it with my own eyes. I live it. Okay, that these people really start to excel, overcome diseases, sore bodies, and that really opens up their life in so many different ways. You can't really even predict the totality, the effect it has on them. Okay, so knowledge is very, very important when it comes to exercise sciences, nutritional sciences. I have a trademark system called the Fitness Quadrant. It is a masterpiece of how to build a fitness ecosystem in your life, whether you're 25 years old or 75 years old, right? The focus point of it is teaching the proper science how to execute a personal workout program. And everybody's a little bit different. So we tweak and customize all these things depending on the outcome of that individual. Um, the biggest group of people I work with is middle-aged, 40 to about 70 years old. That 30-year chunk of time, okay, is really when people begin to really nosedive physically. In fact, it's the those 30 years, those years are the biggest drop in muscle mass off the human body. And the reason I'm bringing that up is because there are three longevity markers, three of them that will determine how long you live, and it'll also determine the quality of life you live. And muscle mass is number one. You're going to hear this more and more because the science is starting to reveal more and more that we need muscle on our body, and when we start to lose it, our health really starts to slip. We can't cope with sicknesses and slip and falls and all that sort of stuff, right? Um, the second longevity marker out of the three is heart health. We have to have a strong heart and circulatory system. It's absolutely critical. It's a different part of the fitness quadrant, right? So that's the second one. The third one is metabolic strength. We need to have a strong metabolic profile in our body, and that comes down to nutritional behavior. And we go through all that custom work with lots of clients all over the world, people that are really serious about um, having a strategy to press back on their health, longevity, mental acuity. All these things become so important. And I've had a front row seat for 35 years to this entire industry. And I will tell you this, your health, your health will become your number one priority at some stage of your life. It just matters whether you choose it or you have to choose it, meaning you have to be a little bit preemptive, and you have to start to understand the significance of being healthy and strong rather than sick and weak. So fitness, don't let fitness find you for reasons that, oh my God, I'm sick now and I have this really bad problem. And the doctor says, I got to start working out, right? You want to get ahead of it and be preemptive. It really makes life that much better when you have an abundance of energy, you have strength, your friendships are better, you're more active with your friends, with your kids, with your spouse. I happen to be very, very lucky where my wife and I have shared 3 decades of we
Wow.
train together, we work out together.
Really?
My kids, oh, it's unbelievable. It's we've actually really been the catalyst for a lot of friends in our network,
Hmm.
and some of our friends have marital issues, right? And so we've really kind of been that catalyst for a lot of our friends. The husband and wife, they start training together, and it really is
Amazing.
it's a cool thing, to have that
Very cool.
time. And it's different than going to a restaurant or a movie or whatever the case, right? So that's a really cool thing. Couples working out together, and I'm blessed because my wife is, she's
Amazing.
phenomenal shape, and my two boys are phenomenal shape. Where
Whoa.
we walk our talk, our family,
That's so beautiful. And I love that. I love that. I've got a
yeah.
clap for you. Okay, so I have just two questions, all right? So let us talk about women who are over 50. Why is strength training so important for them, for women who are over 50?
It's a great question. Great questions.
Thank you.
Let me take a little, couple minutes anyway to answer this. Women, one of the biggest problems with women when they start to age is bone density. Okay, their bones start to get brittle. Okay, and that's a combination of a lot of things. Okay, so once that process starts, it can really accelerate very quickly. Okay, so bone strength and bone density is part of the whole healthy and strong quote that I keep using. So if you understand that when we have resistance against the human body, right? When we pull on a muscle or lift a weight, that muscle is attached to the tendon. That tendon is attached to the bone. Okay, so the
Wow.
tendon actually starts to pull on the bone, and what happens, the body is very adaptive. So the bone will say, whoa, that tendon is starting to pull on me extra hard, right, from lifting weights or a rubber band or whatever we choose, right, all of a sudden the bone will start to develop more density. It'll start to actually add um, um, uh, bone density to the outside of the bone. And the bone gets super, super strong from resistance training. And I'll tell you, it's an amazing process. I'm very deep with science. A lot of people will get a little bit bored with it. I get excited about it because of what I've been through with some of the best PhDs in the world, training with them and really in laboratories with them. And I feel like screaming from the mountaintops to the world on how to do this stuff properly. And that's just one example. Okay. Here's a second one. Women, probably a little bit more than men, their joints start to get weak. Okay. And this is one of the things that I teach when I bring on clients and I onboard them. We go through a little bit of a knowledge process, and it really surprises them, the information that I give them. So just think about your joints like a shoulder joint or a knee joint, right? So we have these things inside the connective tissue in the joint. Okay. They're called synovicytes. All right. Synovicytes are little mini factories that when we add compression to the joint, lifting a weight, all right, the synovicytes actually start to produce this substance called synovial fluid. Synovial fluid is a lubricant. And what happens is you start to lubricate the joint more. You have more, let's just say you have more range of motion. You don't have any cracking in the joint anymore. So these are all benefits that people don't really think about because a lot of people have never heard of this stuff. But these are the benefits of doing this stuff properly. Now, you start to talk about a smoother operating body with your joints, especially if you're 50 or 60 years old. I'm telling you, I have seen miraculous turnarounds with people that had a hard time really going up and down stairs or bending over to pick something up. The training that we do, and it's very concise, it's not these long, grueling workouts, but it's scientific procedures we use. Their life changes because they can now go out and they don't have to worry about lugging groceries in or doing yard work because their body is healthy and strong. It makes their life so much better. So the relationship of proper fitness practices, nutrition practices, cardiovascular work, all of these things are a combination that when they're done properly, and most people unfortunately don't do them properly, even trainers
Mm.
don't, they don't understand, they don't have the knowledge base to really understand how all this stuff works together. I work with a lot of trainers and I try to help them, and we're probably going to have a certification come up in 2026 for trainers that can get certified and they can spread the love and spread the knowledge and get people in the light so they have a better, happier life.
Beautiful.
It, it's so cool. It's really, really
I
cool.
tell you.
Just think about the last time you were sick, like you had the flu or you had a really bad cold. It's awful. So little by little, if you don't address these things as you age, your body slowly breaks down. And by the time you're in your 50s or 60s, if you don't have a legitimate regimen, you're going to go into a situation. Uh, Here's a big one. It's called sarcopenia. Sarcopenia with an S. That is extreme muscle loss. You lose muscle on your body, I'm telling you, you're in trouble. So at the very least, I really push people to understand proper weight training. Weight training could be a dumbbell, a kettlebell, a bar, your body weight. There's all sorts of choices we have. But the application of resistance against your body with muscle, that's what starts to grow muscle on your body. And it is, I have a chapter in my book called Muscle is Magic. And I go into all these benefits. And it's very, very eye-opening when people start to go through this stuff. And I cannot wait for my book to come out. We've got a lot of pre-orders already. So
Wow.
we're excited about it. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
tell you, this is very eye-opening. Many of the things you just shared now, I never knew them before. I tell you.
Mm,
Now you've
yeah.
just impacted me in that area. Thank you so
Yeah.
very much, my man. So remind us, what is the title of your book again? The upcoming one.
The the title of my book is called The Goat Within. The Goat Within. Goat
Mm.
being greatest of all time, right?
Oh,
So I thought long and hard about, what do I name the book? I don't want it to be another fitnessy book. And so I started thinking about, a name, and it came to me one night late, and I was like, that's it. Let's bring the greatness out. Let's show people how to bring the greatness out inside of them. The Goat Within. Um, it's a catchy name. We've had a lot of press come to us. I'm on some TV shows coming up in November, and I'm excited because I've
wow.
worked very, very hard my whole life to really help people bring awareness to this stuff. And going right back to what you said, Elisha, um, knowledge is power. Knowledge is light, right? And the more knowledge you have when it comes to the health and strength and well-being of your body, it is going to elevate your life. So Amazon, we'll be on Amazon in about a week, first week of October. The Goat Within. I'd love for people to go in and buy it and read it, interact with us. We have a website. The address to that is fitnessquadrant.net, fitnessquadrant.net, or you can type the name of the book in www.thegoatwithin.com. It'll get onto my website. I give freebies there. I have a lot of information on there. And we have a lot of traffic on it now since I've been on, handfuls of shows, and people are starting to really read and understand a little bit more. And that's my goal, is to help the world, help people engage a little bit, become aware of this stuff. It makes for a lot better experience going through your life, being really healthy and strong, and having the knowledge to tap into it. That's the key.
Going through life healthy and strong. I got that. And I'm definitely going to check your book out because you see, I haven't heard anyone talk about fitness like you did. I tell you, it's amazing.
Thank you.
Thanks so much, my man. So to bring this to an end, Timothy, yeah, for those ones who like to reach out to you, learn more about the wonderful stuff you're doing, or even ask you questions. Maybe you've inspired them one way or another. How can that be possible?
I'm sorry. Say that again. I just lost you there.
Yeah, yeah. I said for those folks who like to reach out to you, learn more about the beautiful stuff you're doing, or even ask you questions. Let's say you've inspired them, your word really touched
Hmm.
them, and they want to learn more. How can that be possible?
If they if they buy my book, there's so much information I put in my book. That's one way. But logging onto my website, you can contact me through there. And again, there's some video tutorials for free. I've got our training schedules there. Most of our work, I'd say probably 60 or 70% of it, is customized work. So, people can kind of read through what that means. We have some mid-tier things that people, for under $100, they can buy modules and really learn about some of the science that I'm talking about. But they can communicate with us through the website. They can book a call with me or Julie. So do it fast because we're getting really busy, and some of the television shows I'm going to be on is going to absolutely swamp us. So if people are interested to kind of learn a little bit more, I would definitely go to Amazon, buy the book. That's a really, really good way, packed with information, and then go to the website, and that way we can stay connected. And I'd love to help people if they really want to know this stuff. We can change your course of your life. It's that simple.
Beautiful. So that's going to be the end of the show, my man. Thank you for coming and thank you for sharing
Excellent,
this wonderful stuff with us. It means a whole lot, Timothy. Thank you so much.
beautiful. Thank you so much, man.
That was a